So this subject which we're calling non-duality, is total love. It's absolute love. Absolute love. Like, you know how, we grow up watching movies and we see love depicted as relationship. So we see love being, it seems, exchanged between needing to have two things, two people, and then these two people exchange love, or so it needs to have these two things. That's the love of duality, the love of two. And those two things can be replaced with something else. So you love something else, an object or something, but it's always portrayed like that. We're always looking for a love like that. We always interpret love to be like that. Love of something, love between something. But non-duality is a love like pure and simple, full stop, without the other. It's a love beyond, a love beyond other, a love beyond lacking, a love beyond something's missing. It's a wholeness, a completeness. And that's what love is. Total wholeness, absolute completeness. A total freedom from seeking that. A total freedom from seeking wholeness in things, in form, in people, in experience, in achievement. It's a total love wherever you are, if you like wherever, not needing to become something to acquire it. Wherever you are right now, a total love and completeness. And so it's such a beautiful thing to be speaking about, because usually humans are in the identified experience of lack, not enough, and then seeking. It seemed to be the normal way of functioning, to be in time and to be seeking for. And so in this communication, what is being spoken about is the opposite of that. At the end of that seeking, you could say the finding. So there's seeking and then there's a finding, but it is a finding. It is a finding, or but if you say a finding, then the mind will then picture actually finding something. And so what's a better way of saying it is the end of seeking. It's the end of that habit, compulsion, energy of seeking. So it is a finding, but it's not a finding for you in that story of seeking. It's the end of that. The end of something in time being your fulfillment. At the end of that train ticket, that train will ride to somewhere. So when you first begin to listen to non-duality, there's often a hope of this train journey being the final one, like the right one, and you're gonna get to the destination on this train. There can be this hope and this excitement even around it finally being the right train. You've been on so many trains in the past, like trains of career, trains, not chains, trains of relationship, trains of whatever it is, achievement. And now this trains of religion, and then now this train is the train to non-duality. So it's the final train. You can finally arrive and rest, and peace is at the end, happiness at the other end of the train journey. And in a way it is, in a way you could say that, like, it is the final train, the final destination, the final train. But it will still be a train. It will still be a train journey. And that's the illusion. That's the illusion that any story is of you, story of you on a train, the story of you in journey, the story of you is going to be ending in some high arrival point of happiness, of completion. Like, you watch these films and they always end on this high, this, oh, you finally got the lover, or you finally got that promotion, or you finally got the kid and the house and the whatever it is. This da-da at the end. And it's like, let's cut it there, shall we? Because we know that isn't the end of it. We know the kid will get ill, the house will get lost. We know that it's not going to end happily. The death of the body is inevitable. The death of the lover is inevitable. So we know that happy ending that is pushed and promoted to entice us in, obviously, is utter bullshit. It's not going to be a happy ending like that as a human. But we love the idea of that, of finally getting there, finally making it, finally, this heaven will happen. I will die, then heaven. Always, always in future. But you could, what the imagery that's coming now is like this non-duality train. It is this excitement and hope. You're gonna get there, you're gonna get there. But in non-duality, the train, you could say, as you're like really psyched up and happy about getting there on this non-duality train, the train's disintegrating around you. So the walls are falling off the train, the windows are coming apart, the table and the chairs are disintegrating around you. It's so beautiful. Because that's the illusion that you are on that train, you exist. This person is heading somewhere. So the whole train falls apart. The chair beneath you, it felt like it was moving and going somewhere. This chug of the train moving, and then as it's all falling apart around you, you look and realize there's nothing actually moving. You look and see there is no chair beneath you. That movement was you the whole time, going chug chug chug, like a child pretending to play trains. It was never actually in movement. There was no train. This is it. This what is happening. This still movement. And this is simply what non-duality points to. That this is home. Home can't possibly be in time. Can't possibly not be here. Can't possibly be in future. Can't possibly be in past. It's a simple but radical pointing to beyond you, meaning beyond time. So the only question the person really has, and it can present it in different questions, but the only question, the real question always from the person, from the mind, is always, what do I do? What can I do? What about me? What can I do? What do I do? That's its main question, really. What do I do? That's all it can ask. but it feels really irrelevant. It feels totally irrelevant to what is being expressed. And that's not to be dismissive or rude. It's being truthful. Like it just feels totally irrelevant in terms of what is being spoken about. It's not irrelevant to you, to that story. And so there are answers in terms of support for you as that mind. Dependent on what you're asking for. Like, for example, like what do I do about my partner or my children or my home or income situation? There are relative answers to address those things. But in terms of what's being spoken about, this wholeness, this home, this freedom being spoken about and expressed, is totally irrelevant. And that's the love of this message. That really is the love of this message. That this is love and freedom and peace beyond you and your story, beyond you and your circumstances or situations. It's a total freedom, a total love beyond all of that. And that's what's longed for. We believe we long for solutions to our problems. We believe we long for peace and happiness in regards to our problems and our circumstances. If we solve this problem, if we deal with this issue, then I will be free and happy and at peace. But that's temporary movement. Temporary movement, moving this from here to there, that from that to here, from there to here. And yes, that can make things a bit easier, but there's always going to be this change and movement in this realm of things. Change of moods, of feelings, conditionings, circumstances, or the people, job losses, whatever it is. You can't find peace and happiness in this shifting, moving form reality. Here you find limitations, conditional love. You find conditional peace, all these different things. But this is absolute freedom, absolute love, absolute peace. So I do one-to-one sessions, and you're more than welcome to talk about these things, these seemingly personal issue things and problems and stuff. But non-duality is freedom. Non-duality is love. Non-duality is happiness, true love, true peace. True as in it doesn't change with the winds, sands of time. Is that the expression? The winds of time, I don't know. If that isn't a celebration, then what is? Then what is? What the frig is? So, saying that, you're welcome to you're welcome to contact me on Skype if you do have anything you would like to express. The rascal. Clarify. My eyes are a bit dry and a bit stiff. It's hay fever season. So there's no questions in Skype, hence I'm just not speaking. And there's none in chat either. Hey Kelly, the person. Hi Lisa. The person that arises in action and thoughts is only a temporary phenomenon in in our true self. The person that arises. Yeah, yeah, temporary phenomenon. Yeah, yeah, it's not who we are. Whereas when you're identified with that temporary phenomenon, phenomenon, it's a funny word, phenomenon. Yeah, it's like you believe, first of all, that you are a consistent, permanent, not temporary, consistent, permanent thing. And you are a thing, you are a person, you are a real thing. And it's just yeah, it causes so much contraction, so much fear, so much trouble, really. Like it's not true. It's not true. It's such a beautiful illusion in a way. Like it's such a magical, mysterious thing that plays out. But yeah, totally, yeah. What we are is beyond that limitation of any movement, any phenomenon appearing. So the sounds, the visual, the textures, the ideas, the thoughts, all of that. All of that is appearing in what we are. And you can say as what we are, like we are that, but we aren't limited to that. We are the textures, we are the sounds, we are the visual. Like it's all of us, it's all of what we are. It's so beautiful that we can appear as seeming things, we can appear as form, and yet at the same time not appear, not be anything, not be findable or experienceable. We aren't an experience, and yet all experience happens as us, in us. So form and consciousness is the same. I don't use the word consciousness, I don't really use it, but I can feel what you mean. So form and consciousness is the same. Totally. There's no division. There's no division between what is and what isn't. Yeah. Like this is and it isn't. This is and it isn't. Yeah. It makes sense and it doesn't make sense at the same time. Like it makes sense and yet it doesn't make sense. It doesn't need to make sense as well. Like it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. Sense or not sense is like it's 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 irrelevant. It's like it can't be touched upon. It can't be touched upon. It can't be contained in understanding or an idea or anything because it is everything and it's nothing. Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. Angel, sunshine. Please tell about the happenings before, during, and after your sense of self evaporated. Yeah. Yeah. Um, like what you're asking there is something different from what the previous um, person was speaking about. It feels different. It feels like um, you're asking for like a change. Like a change. I mean, like first gear, change to second, or change gear or something. Like, oh, okay. Uh, I'm not sure I can change gear at the moment. Hang on. I can't change gear. I'm not sure I want to change a gear, to be honest. Um, just the before, during, and after bits. That's like it's really funny. Um, um, yeah, I'm not sure I can do that right now. Maybe another time I can do it, but I can't do it right now. It's not clicking in to place. The gears aren't changing. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. You can skip it. Happy to see you like this. You are beautiful. Oh, thank you, Angel. You're an angel. You are you are too much this moment, than to speak about illusory story of a past. Yeah, yeah. It's like it's yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like I can't, I can't. I can obviously talk about past, and I can talk in time. It's just, um, yeah. It takes effort to, um, like create ideas of past and ideas of a storyline, a timeline of it. It feels like effort, and it feels like it's out of reach. Like it's out of reach. It doesn't exist on its own. It's not like hanging there waiting for me to hook onto it. It's just like it isn't there. It's not there, and so I'd have to like make it up in a way, create some kind of timeline. But it's yeah, it's not there. Yeah. I suppose it comes when it's to do with functioning. So if you were to ask me about what I did yesterday, I could then, it's more possible for that to happen and for images to come about yesterday. And my daughter turned 9 yesterday, so it's the birthday preparation and stuff like that. That's more possible. But even then, it's like sketchy. There was Pizza Hut, there was a cake, balloons. Is there only silence without thoughts? Is there only silence without thoughts, or are there thoughts but just no identification with them anymore? Good question. Is there only silence without thoughts, or are there thoughts but just no? Yeah, there are thoughts. There are thoughts, but they're what's that word? Etheric, ethereal. They're thoughts. but they're not so important. They're not so heavy and thick and meaningful. They can be sometimes, but like speaking right now, like they're not, yeah, so heavy and thick. They're just thoughts appearing. They aren't truth. They aren't the way it is. That they aren't telling me something really like important, more important than this, more important than what is. Yeah. So in a way, you could say that there aren't thoughts. I would say there are, but I could see how you'd say there aren't thoughts because they're not significant. They're not. Yeah, 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 yeah. They aren't significant. They aren't. Like there's no value in them to hold on to them. Yeah. After a lot of seeking and satsangs, functionally, I feel there is just one instruction to just stop. Yeah. I've heard Gangaji say that. Stop. From Papaji. Stop. But there's so much momentum possibly in the opposite of stopping that it can seemingly take some time to stop. Like the stop is actually already, it already is. The stop is here, it already is stop, but identification with the thinking mind, with time, with movement, seems to like pull, be stronger than the stop. It seems that way. So yeah, it kind of seems to take time to open to that stop, that full stop, or to the diminishing of that identification with time, with mind. It seems to take time to diminish or to, yeah, yeah, to become like more transparent, so there can be a seeing through to the stop. Another way of describing it. Um, where was I? It helps me as there is still movement happening within me. Yeah, not within you. There isn't. In who you are, that there isn't that. In who you truly are, there isn't that. There isn't that. Maybe in the mind, body, mind, there's still that addiction to the movement, to time. Same here, but here is still, yeah, same here is still no saying that I am that. There is still a doer here, but life will leave that too soon, maybe. Same here, but here is still, sorry, that's from right. Yeah, same here, but here is still no saying that I'm that. so beautiful. Yeah, but that's not true. That's not true. You are screaming that. You are screaming that. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Thanks for clarifying. The movement is in mind, not me. I'd like to say what you are saying. But you are saying that. You are saying that. That these words are coming out of that. These words are that. It's just that you may still believe that you are that Lisa body mind, and that Kelly body mind is over here somewhere, separate, and then separately she is speaking out. But that all appears in the mind. That's all the mind's imagery and projection, the mind's ideas. Like if you want something here, there is just what's happening. There is just the light, the voice, the sounds. Who are you in that mix to say you are not speaking or you are speaking? Who do you project is speaking? It is saying all these things. Who is saying I'm not saying those things? This small person. But it's not true. That's not the reality of what's happening. It's not the reality. This is. This is. So, am I you? Oh. Or there is no I in you. Yeah, yeah. I prefer the second one. Like, am I you? You could say yeah, but that's not it. That's not it. It's more yeah. There isn't an I in you. There isn't that separation, that duplicity. All. It's not divided into I and you, two separate things. So you could say in a way, I am you, like there is no difference. But again, the way of saying it more is more like there isn't an I in you to be the same. Yeah, it can sound similar, but it's like the mind will always try to make it into objects, objectify I and you, and there are no others. Yeah. This is it. This is whole. So beautiful. Thank you for commenting, Lisa. I really enjoy your energy, your questions, and thank you, Angel, as well. Really enjoy to enjoy the interaction. Which is so funny to say. It's so funny, but it's yeah. Oh, lots of love, lots of love. I've just seen the time as well, so I have to go to do the school run. But yeah, thank you, and I shall be back very soon. So okay, lots of love. Bye.